The Tangent Egg podcast is aimed at a mature audience. It contains themes that are not appropriate for all listeners. It's important to note that we are not experts. We routinely have no idea what we're talking about and are just three idiots sitting around a table. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to the Tangent Egg podcast. I'm Seth, and as always with me is Jondo and Swoosh.
Hello.
Hello.
Now, do we want to start with the thing we were going to start with, which is some good and bad stuff to do with the Australian government, or do we want the random little thing I found this week?
Let's go with a random little thing. That's
Random little thing. The government can wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
The government's understanding. They can wait.
They're really not understanding.
No, they're not.
They also don't like to wait. You owe them money. By God, you're paying it now.
Oh, yeah. I've owed the government money before. They're really not chill.
I currently owe the government money, and they are not waiting.
Yeah.
So, there's do you guys know about the game called Judas?
I've heard the name, but I don't know much about it.
That's about as much as I got.
I'm pretty sure we talked about it a little bit in one of the trailer roundups at the end of last year. Essentially, it's the game from one of the directors of BioShock.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yes.
It's looking interesting. We've had some good trailers for it. We got a release date window for it.
Ooh.
And that release date window is March 2025.
Ooh.
Why the fuck are you giving a release date window that far ahead?
Oh,
what the hell?
That is mean. Like, even though it's like, it looks good, I like this. Like, wait. Why? Why would you tempt me this far ahead?
Like, you're not fucking Elder Scrolls. Like, there is nothing behind this game for people to go, oh my god, I can't wait for 2025. Like, yeah.
See,
Hey,
I could
really
see this
cares.
happening from Valve, where they finally put up, like the Half-Life 3 just logo or something, and then have it at like 2030,
No,
just to fuck with people.
They'd have it Half-Life 3, day after never.
Yeah.
Date, 20XX. So sometime in the next century.
Actually, no, it would be really good if they just to shit with people. They had it fade in like just Half-Life 3, just the logo, so everyone goes fucking insane, and it says is not coming.
Yeah.
As someone perpetually teased with the existence of another Splinter Cell game, I'm gonna say don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless
Unless you actually want to piss off your fan base, like, that's a really good way of doing it.
Some days I
Ubisoft's
think
done
Valve
excellent.
wants to.
No, I don't think Valve wants to. I think Valve just doesn't, because they're supported by Steam.
Yeah.
They have no need to make a product. They can make it if they want to. And Gabe's been well documented as just being like, stop asking. Just don't. Just fucking stop.
Yeah.
There was also that Dead Island game that was meant to come out in 2015. They finally gave it a release date, and now it's coming out a week earlier. Yay!
Oh, yeah!
Oh, really? Okay.
I forgot that one was happening.
We brought the date out a week earlier. Oh, yeah. Fuck, who cares? Yeah, so...
I mean, I'm moderately interested in the title, but, more from a curio of, how long... this game's been in such development, how it passed around like a softball.
Yeah. It's
Is it
been
even
risen
gonna
from the
be a
dead
worthwhile-
that many times, it may as well be an NPC in the game.
Pretty much.
Right. So yeah, that was my dumb little thing that I found out in the last week.
Nice.
That stupid release date. Just
So it'll probably
Why
come
that
out
far?
what's that fucking it looked
Any
like
info?
a zombie Division game.
Day After Tomorrow?
Yeah, or something
Yeah.
like that. It'll probably come out around the same time as that. That's how much fucking interest I
That
got in that game. I
fucking
can't remember the
scam.
fucking thing. Oh yeah, that's a straight out fucking scam. Like,
bloody hell.
we can't release anything because someone else has got our game name.
No, it'll come out the same day as Star Citizen. That's how it's going to work.
Yeah.
All these scams are going to come out at the same time.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Eventually they do have to deliver a product or something. Come back.
Not really. They can go in that perpetual early access, go suck a dick mode.
Hey, and they're what, is it still in alpha or has it gone into beta yet?
I think it's still
I have not,
Star Citizen.
I'll have a quick look.
Because there is an entire alphabet. You can run, it's now in Charlie phase, Delta phase, Echo phase, Foxtrot phase. You can just keep fucking running.
If anyone was to do it, I guarantee they'd be the ones.
And once they've done with Zeta phase, then they go, hey, we're in Alpha 1 or we're in Alpha Alpha, and then just start fucking with it.
No, it'll be post-alpha.
Yeah.
Or no, that's when into pre-release. Pre-release.
We're in post-alphabet, we're in numerical.
3.17.
Oh, they've already gone numerical. Oh, well,
wow,
that's
okay.
perpetual alpha.
Whew. Yeah, they were intelligent. They didn't move forward. They're like, no, smack a fucking number on that. We're gold.
It's not even whole round numbers. It's 3 point. So there's infinite numbers already. It could be alpha 3 point forever.
Yeah. And then if they ever want to get, everyone's getting angry. It's like alpha 4.0.
Yeah.
Oh, look, progress.
Like,
the number
fucking
went up. I swear. Sometimes when you look at a game that's in development, it's like, ooh, the number went up. That's good. Like, nah, that number means fuck all, mate.
Yeah.
That number
means
we
that
slacked
more
off
people
for a
come
week.
back to play to see what changed, and really it's nothing. We changed the reload rate 0.1 of a second slower. That's it. Enjoy your new version.
We optimized this one NPC. He now no longer gives this one option of dialogue. You're welcome.
Since I'm on the website, I'm just sort of like clicking around, and like anytime I look at this fucking page, it just makes me depressed.
That game it still angers me. The fact that you have to buy a fucking ship, and they're absurdly expensive to get access.
When you open up the section where you buy the purchasing section, the first thing it offers you is a ship worth $110.
Yeah.
Sorry, $110 US.
Because that's their entry level. Basically, it's them saying, have a scrub ship at AAA pricing. It's like, this is a alpha build on a game that is horrible. I'm paying 110.
They have one of those like auto-scrolling like banner ads where they show like deals and stuff. This is what's currently on their one. A ship worth $110 US. A ship worth $170 US. Sorry, 170 and 50 cents. One that's worth $121. A notebook that just has their logo on it for $20. A T-shirt for $30. And that's what they put in their little sizzle reel auto switcher thing.
Yeah.
But like, they're putting ships in there, selling them for hundreds of dollars that aren't in the game, may never really be in the fucking game.
Not even hundreds
They're
of dollars.
concepts.
There are like ones that cost thousands.
Yeah. And like, how the fuck do you balance a game where someone has spent thousands of dollars on a massive fucking cruiser playing the same game as someone who may have spent $15 playing in a dinky little ship? You can't fucking balance that.
Well, I mean, I think one of the telling things is if you go into the ship selling section where you can buy the ships, and you go arrange by price range. You've got any price less than $100.
Yeah.
So they don't even have like less than $50. They're like, oh, if you want anything low, it's got to be under $100.
That'd be $99.99, please.
Then you have 100 to 200, 200 to 400, and 400 plus.
400 plus includes a lot. If memory serves, I think one of the most expensive ships was like 10 grand or something.
That was the one where you couldn't even see it unless you'd already spent $5 grand.
Yeah. Pretty much.
For a game that's still in fucking alpha, to have this kind of fucking potential DLC is fucking ridiculous in itself.
There was a bunch of people who left the company at one point, and they were just like, yeah, no, the place is just a grind. It's a horrible place to work because they just keep making new ships to sell, to make new ships to sell, to make new ships. No one's working on the game.
Yeah.
We are just making ships.
At this point, they may as well be fucking NFTs.
Yeah.
Because really, they're not worth anything.
Pretty much.
Like, you've spent that money, but they're not actually worth anything. No one is going to pay you for that. So, you're giving the money for literally nothing.
Yeah. A digital product worth, thousands of dollars. Like, that is insane.
You can have a slightly shinier pixel. Who the fuck cares? Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
No, but their numbers are bigger. That's the thing. Bigger numbers, therefore you're winning.
So already it's fucking pay to win. Because you can't play that game for free and expect to come out on top of anyone that's even spent a dollar.
Yeah.
If you can buy anything for a fucking dollar. But If you were for free and someone had spent $1, you're almost guaranteed to have lost because they need to make that dollar worth something.
Yeah, there's obviously must be some system there to get in-game currency to try and pay for things, but I'm pretty sure they do that thing where they jack up the in-game currency price.
Did you know they have a subscription?
What?
They have a subscription.
How much?
At two different tiers.
Oh, fuck, no. Okay, tier 1, I'm going to guess, is a minimum of $50.
Not too high.
No, I'd go tier 1 at maybe $15 to $20.
Too
25.
high.
Oh, okay, 5.
It's $11.
Okay,
And
Too
then
low.
their tier 2 one is only 22. But it's a subscription for a game in alpha.
Yeah. And what do you get for this subscription?
Which one would you like to know the details for?
We'll start low.
Yeah.
I'm a little cheap at the moment. I might
So I can
splurge
see.
it later.
I can see both of them. So you
Yeah,
get
well-
access to Jump Point, which is their official digital magazine.
Yay.
Both tiers get that. Then you get First Wave PTU access, which is the test universe. You get Vehicle of the Month, which allows them to test flyable and drivable vehicles. You get a Flare, which is just a digital item. You get in-game monies. Another level of test flighting stuff. You get the subscribers den. Meet like-minded citizens and interact with CIG staff in our intimate subscriber-only chat room and forum.
Meet other gullible fools.
Yeah, meet the other people we've conned into getting this shit.
Yeah. Put yourself in an
early
echo
access-
chamber. You'll all say, "This is worth it. This is really worth it."
Early access to purchase event tickets. The next one only the tier 2 gets, which is exclusive Imperator events. So essentially, if you subscribe higher, you can buy tickets to more exclusive events.
Congratulations, you've got access to an event that may or may not happen. Give us your money.
Both get access to the Vault, which is just full of like concept art and work in progress stuff. You get discounts on merchandise and exclusive digital sales.
0.005%.
Probably. It doesn't actually say. Like merchandise discounts and exclusive digital sales. As a subscriber, you are eligible for discounted
eligible.
Star Citizen and Squadron 42 merchandise and exclusive limited shop pledges through the RSI store. The fact that it says limited ship pledges suggests that like they're doing additional Kickstarter stuff, and if you have access to these, you're a subscriber, you get to potentially give them money.
Yeah.
At least that's how I would read that.
I'd
Otherwise,
just like
why
to
would you
put a
say
call out
pledges?
that anyone that's looking at doing these subscriptions for like this fucking game, instead go to Kickstarter and back fucking New Age Sword and Sorcery. At least you get something worthwhile out of it.
Yeah.
Because that is fucking bullshit. All of that.
We're not done. There's still 2 more levels.
Oh god, fucking damn.
What?
There's the 2 more perks. Sorry.
Okay.
Discounted annual plans and passes. If you purchase an annual subscription for 12 months, you get discounts. And then you get coupons. And if you're the tier 1, you only get 10% coupons. But if you're tier 2, you get 20% coupons.
Yes.
Regardless, you're still spending money on a worthless fucking product.
See, like,
It's so dumb.
God damn.
so you don't get a ship. You get the
No.
chance to
You
play
have to drive
test. They want QA. You're QAing their ships for them.
Yeah. You're paying them to QA their
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah.
How is this company and game not like known as a fucking scam? How are there still people throwing money at this? Like,
I don't know.
is it like that fucking lost money fallacy that you've just thrown enough at it? You have to say
I
no.
think
It's good.
that's
It's
the
good. It's
current
good.
existing people in it. But I think what they're selling, they're not selling a game. They're selling hope for a good game.
Yes.
That's all they're doing. They're not selling the game itself. It's like, oh no. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a good game eventually. They're reeling people in that way. Then they're converting them to the sunken cost fallacy. It's like, I've sunk so much money into it. I must be enjoying this.
So
It's like Avon.
I was having a look in their merchandise section, and there's only one item that is sold out. And It's a
Is that souls? They've sold their own soul?
It's a Star Citizen Collector's Drinking Set.
Wait, really?
Which comes with 2 single-walled glasses, so that means cheap cups, if you don't know, which have the Star Citizen logo on them.
Guess.
2 slate coasters, which are cheap coasters if you don't know.
Yeah.
4 stainless steel cubes with plastic case, which are clearly, they're supposed to be whiskey cubes, clearly. But if anyone who's used whiskey cubes knows anything, stainless steel's not the best thing to get as whiskey cubes.
Yeah.
No.
And 1 pair of stainless steel tongs. It's tongs. They don't even have the logo on them.
Fucking.
And this item is sold out.
How much was this item?
$99 US.
You could buy all of that for like $10 to $15 at like some cheap shitty to the shop. Swoosh, you got a laser printer, a laser engraver.
Yeah.
We'll open up a subsidiary store and just sell that motherfucker for $89.
I mean, like, if you went to, and like, it's not the cheapest place. If you went to somewhere like Robin's Kitchen, you could get good quality, actually made of stone whiskey stones, which, if you don't know, are better.
Yeah.
They're like
for like
$20.
$25.
Yeah. They're not expensive.
And these are single wall cups. These are like $10 from Kmart.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
$10
know.
for a pack of 6.
Yeah, not 2. So what are we up to? Like $35? Throw in $5 for a decent pair of tongs from Kmart.
Pretty much. And
We've done the whole thing for.
Go to a $2 shop and buy a box of fucking metal tongs.
it's like the
$10.
slate coasters. They're like $10. They are cheap as hell. And yeah, that we've already covered this. Less than half the price.
Yeah.
The only thing
we're
would be the
being-
engraving.
Step 3, profit.
Being like generous here. We could go going to Robin's Kitchen is going to a reasonably upmarket store. We could get those cheaper. We could absolutely get those whiskey stones cheaper.
You can buy whiskey stones from Basic. You can buy them at Dimmicks now.
Yeah, you can.
Like, you can buy whiskey stones basically everywhere.
You could go to a quarry and get a block of granite, go home and hit it with a sledgehammer, soak it for a few days in ethanol to sterilize it, and sell the shards.
Yeah. And considering they're going to be shards, like if you get a nice chunky one, that's going to hold the heat, the cold better, because less surface area for the water to heat up.
So what do you think is the cheapest item on their merch store? And
store?
I'm gonna go with
$25.
No, I'm gonna say thoughts and prayers for an eventual release.
No, they're like $1,000 a ship.
Wait, no, it's going to be like $15 for a shitty bar blade on a keyring.
I don't think they actually have any keyring stuff. No, they don't.
Oh,
they don't
well,
have
there's a
any
missed
keyring
market right there.
Exactly. We're all alcoholics.
Their cheapest one is a mug, which you know is going to be cheap, not well made, because it's a mug. Like, I'm not. This isn't actually a dig at Robert Space
It's not going to be a
Industries.
mug. It's going to be a tin cup. Like, it's not even going to be mug proportions. It'll be a slightly larger teacup.
Yeah.
It says that it is made of ceramic, but ceramic mugs are cheap. And it's printed with the Robert Space Industry logo, which is the company making the game, not Star Citizen's logo. So it's not even got the logo for the game on it.
And how much is that for?
That is $17.50.
Fuck.
I'm pretty certain you can go to, like, there's websites where you can get t-shirts and mugs printed for less than that. You can just go there, get the logo, and get it printed and be done with it for cheaper.
I literally did that. I made mugs with our logo on it a while ago for shits and giggles. And not to mention, they also change with the temperature, because I paid the extra $2 for that.
Oh, shit.
For 4 of these things, it cost me
You could have
like
added that to a
$20.
subscription, Swoosh. Shit.
Yeah. That was like $25 for 4 of them. It's like,
Do you want to know what the most expensive thing on here was? I'm sorry, it wasn't the drink kit was the only sold out item. It's not the most expensive one. You want to know what the expensive one is?
$10,000 for a useless piece of digital content.
No, this is their merch store, not their ship store.
The merch store. Oh, okay. In that case,
so this is physical items that you purchase that they send to you.
You get to keep one of the slaves they keep in the dungeon.
Sorry?
You get to keep one of the slaves they keep in the dungeon. For this game, I'd say at a discount, 10 grand, but it's going to cost you 50 grand straight out.
Little too high. They're not selling a burnt out programmer.
See, I was going to say $250 to randomly whip an animator. Just a random whip on a mechanic car. Like, ah!
If you work on this game, you like getting whipped for free. Like, you don't even need to get paid to get whipped.
Yeah, fair. It's just nothing but masochists.
It's a keyboard cable. Like, it's not even a whip. It's just a random cable found in some junk drawer.
It's a cat cable.
Braided Ethernet cables, just fucking whack. It's a Cat 6.
The most expensive item in their merch store, not their ship store, is $130 US for their UEE Navy Field jacket, which is looks to be a very basic looking jacket with a couple of logos, patches, sort of.
It's like a bomber jacket, or is it like just a generic?
A hoodie.
I will link it through to you. Give me a second.
I'm curious if it's like if it's a decent bomber jacket. Okay,
there you go.
But I'm expecting, before I even look at this, like pretty much just a hoodie without the hood.
No, it's a jacket. It's an actual jacket.
It actually looks like they've styled it after a military thing. Like, it's not worth the price, but it's not horrible.
But that's their most.
For those who want to cosplay as someone who's paid money for a useless product.
The fact that it has a UEE Navy patch on it, which looks it reeks of cosplay more than jacket.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, when I was looking at the patches, it looks like there's like little iron-on like sticky patches.
Yeah,
it doesn't even look like a quality patch. I think it's dumb that, like, in their merch store they have the Star Citizen Collector's Pin Set Series 3 right next to Star Citizen Collector's Pin Set Series 2. You didn't even run out your previous series of limited run items before you started the next one.
Yeah.
God damn.
One day this game might come out. Who knows?
No, it won't. No. At this rate, we're either going to hit a Terminator apocalypse or an invasion apocalypse or just a straight out standard meteorite apocalypse. And this game will still not have come out.
No, apparently it's going to be an alien invasion.
Okay, before we get off Star Citizen, let me just say, like, so they have a section called game packages. What do you think is the most expensive game package you can buy?
I'm going to be nice and say $5,000.
That is too much.
I'm going to say you're going to get a rough idea of the century of release for one human soul.
I don't think they haven't figured out how to get PayPal to take souls yet, so that's currently not.
No one playing this game has a soul.
No, they've already paid it all to them.
Yeah.
So their most expensive package is this is under their game packages section. That doesn't mean it's the most expensive thing on their site.
Yeah.
Is $1,210.
For what?
And that comes
what do you get for that?
1, 2, 3 ships, although one of them looks more like a buggy. It's all ships, but they're of varying different styles. Some of them look like actual terrestrial things, like a car. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 basic ships.
How much was that for?
$1,210.
So you've just spent $1,210 on worthless NFTs that don't even have a blockchain that anyone can fucking buy.
Yeah.
You spent that money on a JPEG.
Yeah.
A very fancy JPEG.
Not even a fancy JPEG. Like, there's no transparency in that. It's just a fucking JPEG.
It's real dumb. It's real dumb.
Fucking damn. People have more money than brains.
I do not like. I know people in real life who's put more than $1,000 into this thing, and it's just like, why, man?
Yeah.
I don't like putting more than like $200 into a game, let alone one like that where there isn't even a game. I've bought a lot of DLC for games at like $10 to $20 a pop.
Yeah, but it's for a game you can actually play.
Yeah, I probably spent about $200 on some stuff.
Definitely,
but not over 1,000, over 5,000, over 10,000. Like, what the fuck, people?
it's one of those things. Like anyone with an addictive personality might be keen for it. Like,
well,
they just sucker them in.
I think that's why our former host Ben put a bunch of money in.
He did. He did like it. He did try to like tell us things about it. That's how we learned more weird things about the game.
Yeah, like the servers kicking every player if there's any crash.
Yeah, which was always strange to me.
Anyway, do we want to get off of this? Because man, did we deviate?
We did.
That was a big one. So, getting back around to the thing we were going to talk to after my dumb little 2-second piece of news, which was 25 minutes ago.
We've done well.
So, the Australian government is looking to do a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah.
Which one do we want to talk about first?
Let's talk about the bad thing first. We're already at a negative point. We don't go too up and down.
So, the bad thing is the Australian government wants to redefine password sharing as piracy.
Because that's going to go so fucking well for them. Like, it is going to push so many people back to piracy who were just on the fence before.
Yeah, like, this is just fucking ridiculous. Like, how much has Netflix paid fucking lobbyists to fucking go to the government and say, hey, look, we want to do a thing. Can you, make it law that they have to do this thing?
Yeah, like,
That's
much money...
all this feels like.
See, that's why they haven't had any new content going out. Instead of giving money to random people who call up and have a random idea, they're going, hey, lobby that money. Just, I don't know why the government thinks this is a good idea.
Look, it's not every person in the government, it's more of a small number, and it's not like this is going into law. They're just looking at it. And, but the fact that they are, it's just like, what the...
Like, why even merit a look at it? Because all that's going to happen is if they do pass this law in the future, then it's going to be a matter of, okay, if I'm going to be treated the same for piracy if I've downloaded and taken these things from the internet, or just logged in under Seth's account for a day, then in for a penny, in for a pound. You might as well go the whole hog.
Yeah. Why pay for any of it? It's just fucking... Well,
and the fact that according to this, or at least the prelim, it wouldn't just be that. It'd be like, if you logged in under my credentials, you'll get hit for piracy because you consume content you didn't pay for, and I'll get hit for piracy for facilitating.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's really, really dumb. Like I said, it's not going into law right now, but I can guarantee you when the next election's coming around, if people start talking about it again, ooh, that's going to make some decisions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, fucking oath. Yeah, I really think someone's fucking paid a whole heap of money from streaming services to try and force this through, because Netflix is trying to do it. If it's going to make people pay more money for an individual subscription, more and more fucking subscription services are going to try and do it. They're just going to try and leech every dollar out.
The second that floodgate's opened, we can't close it.
No.
Pretty much.
But it's just the next step in the piracy cycle.
Yep.
Pretty much.
It happens in waves, almost like a sea.
Yes.
But now there's talk about the good thing they're doing.
So, the other thing is the Australian government wants to start giving Australians, at least, the ability to opt out of targeted ads and erase the data from company servers. Essentially, let you delete your digital profile.
Basically giving you the power of your own digital identity again. Like, I like this. This is a good step in the right direction. If it works,
I can know that it's
apparently
issue.
Well, see, it should. It's based off the European Union's current data stance, and that's working.
Yeah. So, like, Australia's meant to be part of that whole fucking Five Eyes thing, like between Australia, New Zealand, Canada, America, and England, I think it is. Yeah. And like, a lot of them use Australia as their fucking loophole to get past a whole heap of fucking inline security to fucking get data out. Yeah. So if we're meant to be the weakest group of it, and they're gonna bring in some sort of fucking security for people to control their own data, I'd love to see this go ahead, but I think there's going to be a lot of fucking opposition.
Oh,
definitely. There's going to be a lot of people making some very shady backroom deals to try and stop this one, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, without question. Without question.
That's why I think the more that this gets out there to the general community, I think they'll have a harder time covering it back up again.
Oh yeah,
because this is something we want.
Oh yeah, taking back any control, since Facebook and that have massively eroded what control you have over your digital life. Anything that goes, have some of that control back. Is unquestionably good to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
How they choose to do it will be important.
Yeah,
but
the limits it has will also, like, if you say, oh yeah, I can delete it from here, but it doesn't stretch to any subsidiary or where else they've stashed like their junior companies where I've trickled all the data down to, that's gonna be fucking worthless.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see. Yeah. Currently, as far as I could fact check, it's not a law. But they're starting to implement it, and right now it's something that if you thought the company didn't look after your data and incorrectly managed it, it increases your ability to sue for that sort of problem, breach of privacy, which is good. Something that strengthens the consumer's ability to be like, no, that's not okay. Yeah. This is good.
I like this. It's a step in the right direction.
Hopefully.
Speaking of what consumers have caused to happen, we have some stuff to do with Game Pass.
Yes.
I'm going to throw this one over to John Doe.
So, through the Microsoft Activision deal, or acquisition, the EU done some investigating, and surprise, surprise, they found that games that launch on Game Pass, as well as over-the-counter sale or through other digital store sales, don't sell as well because they're also available on Game Pass. Why would you pay $89 when you can pay $12?
Yeah.
And so that they tried to... That's part of the reason they're arguing against Microsoft buying Activision, because they'll potentially put all the COD games on the Game Pass, and then Sony won't have any competition, or won't be able to compete with that.
Wow.
But yeah, like, it's meant to save an industry, not one company.
Yeah.
But they've found that games like that High
on Life.
Forgotten the no, not. Oh, High on Life was one of them, but
the Beat,
the new one.
Oh, yeah, Hi-Fi Rush.
That one, Hi-Fi Rush, launched on when it was first announced. So no marketing, dropped for sales and Game Pass, and still had massive sales on Steam and other outlets, regardless of being released on Game Pass. But in this, they've found that game sales have dropped, but any digital content for them, so DLC, has a massive increase in sales. So it balances out quite well with it.
It kind of does make sense if, like, you pay, like, we live in Australia, so game purchasing is somewhere between $80 and $100 straight up.
Yeah, and it's a gamble on some games.
Yeah, I know, right? So if you then go, hey, now give me $20 for this DLC. Look, bro, you've pushed me over $120 here. Yeah. Whereas if you go, hey man, it's $12 to get access to the entire library of Game Pass, but if you kick me an extra $20, we'll give you some more shit.
Yeah,
and well, now I've only outlaid $32.
Yeah, and if you've got a Game Pass subscription, any DLC you get for a game that's in Game Pass, you get a discount on the DLC for it.
Yeah.
So,
it also brings back that wonderful thing of trying before you buy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
very much so.
We're old as fuck. We grew up in the days where you'd get, like, random demo games in cereal.
With a magazine.
I remember, like, my parents used to go through a Crazy Clark's type store quite regularly when I was a kid. I can't remember why we used to go through it. I do remember. It's because there was a car park out the back when you went through.
Yeah.
But there would regularly be shareware discs next to the checkout counter. I had so many shareware games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For those who don't remember what shareware was, it was essentially back when games came episodically. You would get the first episode for free as shareware. which had no DRM, no restrictions. You were supposed to go, hey man, I got this really cool game. Have the disc.
Yeah.
And
Jazz
then
Jackrabbit, and I think the first part of Wolfenstein or one of those, the old boom shooters, same thing.
Doom, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm happy someone else remembers Jazz Jackrabbit other than me.
Oh, love Jazz Jackrabbit. Fuck
dude,
yeah.
I still have a box copy of the original game with all diskettes.
Nice.
Fucking nice.
I've always kind of wanted to end up at any kind of convention that Cliff Blazinski's at, where you've got all these fucking jacked up college dude bros being like, yeah, Gears of War, and I'm like, can you sign my copy of Jazz Jackrabbit?
He'd probably love that too.
Look, I love that game, because back then, like, everyone played Sonic and Donkey Kong and all that kind of stuff, and I'm like, I have this.
Yeah, I have a free game.
Because I was a PC
Jazz
kid.
Jackrabbit was awesome.
Actually has a pretty decent re-release on GOG if you've not checked it out.
Yeah.
I personally think that game holds up, but I'm weird and nostalgic for it.
We're all weird, it's fine.
But point is, we grew up in the era of demos and shareware and that sort of stuff.
Yeah. And honestly, I have bought some things that I have Game Pass, and I've played a few games, and then I'm like, I quite like this, and I know it will eventually shuffle off Game Pass, so I bought it, because I want to have it later.
Yeah,
Like,
and if you buy it through Game Pass before it's removed, you get a discount on it.
Yeah,
they quite often, when it's about to be removed, even increase that discount.
Yeah.
Generally, it's great. Like,
it's to the point where some companies, so Mike Ross from they're part of the Descenders game. They do Let's Build a Zoo and all that kind of stuff from No More Robots. They want to start releasing more and more of their games exclusively on Game Pass.
Nice.
And do that for a few months before they do a general release. So if it's doing that fucking well, that company's going, oh fuck, this really works for us, it can't be a bad thing. Like if they're making enough out of it, run with it.
We might finally have a competitor for Steam in a kind of faction. Different size of the industry, but it's something to look at.
Look, more options for people to play games is good.
Yeah, bloody oath.
I can honestly, and like, if I had access to something like Game Pass back when I was unemployed, I'd have loved it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, fucking oath.
I mean, I'm employed now, and I can buy any game I want, and I still have a Game Pass subscription.
Yeah.
So.
I just don't want to gamble almost like $120 and get a shitty game,
and then try to decide if you want to keep it within the first 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. I mean, go buy your stuff on GOG with their unlimited return time.
I do like GOG. Thank you.
I swear one day I'll stop pimping GOG when they do something bad, but they haven't yet.
No, see, one day you'll stop pimping GOG. That's when we'll get our first deal with them. We're going, please start pimping again.
Look, man, if we ever got a sponsorship from GOG, I would be an unrepentant shill. I would take all of their money and say all of the nice things and read their script as they say it. Because, I actually believe in GOG, not Raid Shadow Legends.
Yes,
I still maintain if we ever start doing ads for that, something's gone wrong. The Skinwalkers have taken us.
Yes.
That is not the podcast you were looking for.
Or you'll know it, like somewhere in the background of the audio, you'll hear the fucking body pod.
The pod people, they're coming.
Look, man, the amount of stuff that gets shilled, it's like, I don't hate anyone who takes the money. They put a lot of money out there, but
they gotta look out for their back pocket.
That is a weird
some of the
question for you. Have we had like a pod person like movie recently?
No.
Like, I remember that being a massive genre for a while. What happened to the pod people movies?
I don't know. They abducted all the people they needed and stopped.
Yeah, fair. I mean, I enjoyed them, but I'm also that weird person who likes found footage movies, so I can't be
Yes, I don't personally share your love of those movies.
They're so bad. They're great.
I think I was about to say the last movie I watched was Megan, but it was actually Wakanda Forever. But the last movie I genuinely enjoyed stem to stern was Megan. That was
I
a
do
good
need
movie.
to go and watch that one.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
I've heard good things.
I found Wakanda Forever a bit meh.
Bit of a placeholder movie.
It's not even that bad. But I mean, this was something we were actually discussing before we started recording. The problem with Marvel these days is something that I used to praise them for. I used to be like, hey man, in the sea of like Garbo movies, at least you can rely on Marvel to hit a certain level of at least quality.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they haven't stopped hitting it, and now at this point, we're in like the back end of Phase 5 or some shit. I can't even remember what fucking phase of this thing we're in.
3, 4.
It's like, cool, we're hitting the same level again, guys.
Okay. It's same,
yeah,
but different. And it's not. It's one of those weird things because I still enjoy most of their movies whenever I watch them. They're just kind of the same. And it's good to have a constant. It's always good to have a constant. But I would like to see improvement somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we might see some improvement on what we were expecting out of the Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah, true. They're going back to practical effects, which I'm all for.
100% digital. Look, there's a place for digital and there's a place for not.
I find there's always a good mix of between is best. If you have some practical effects and then you enhance it with digital, you can get some very nice stuff.
The digital effects to me work for large scale, but practical for like in close. If you got to interact with it, it needs to be fucking practical.
Yeah.
Or it's something that isn't necessarily like super standout. Like a lot of cheaper movies all CG in the flashes on gun barrels.
Yeah.
But it's like there and gone, so it's a digital effect that isn't around long enough for you to even care.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And that works.
With a lot of... I actually saw a really good video from a prop master who was like, you need to stop shitting on plastic P90s because we can get these really nice ones from the airsoft community, which also have... which use a gas blowback system. So you get all the like nice reciprocating action and all the noise of the gun moving.
Nice.
But because it's expelling gas, they have this effect that they can put on the muzzle, which simulates the flash.
Oh.
So it essentially, as the gas escapes out of the barrel of the gun, it flashes a yellow light to make that gas show up yellow, so it looks like muzzle flash.
That's actually pretty boss. Fuck. I like that.
Yeah, so there's this prop master bitch being like, stop shitting on these, they're really good.
Yeah.
we do less work, and they come, you just buy them. You don't have to get them special made, they can't fire bullets, you just put compressed gas in them and they make all the noise.
Yeah.
But, speaking of Indiana Jones, are they going to try the palm off again to the next generation? Like,
they kind of have to.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford is, let's face it, old as hell. He can't keep doing these movies. You can't reboot and expect to keep having Harrison Ford do this. Yeah. Whether or not Harrison Ford wants to, he's just aging out, man. Particularly for the sort of generally high physical movie that an Indiana Jones film is going to be.
High physical, and also the old thing of like Indiana Jones was meant to be essentially their answer to the sexy spy. It was the sexy, my brain's archaeologist.
Yeah.
The treasure hunter. And
grave robber.
Yeah. And unfortunately, he's aged to a point where you're like, this seems very strange for a sex idol kind of character. And I kind of feel bad for women, whereas like, you don't get to have your eye candy in this one. So
that's not a whip crack, that's his hip breaking.
Yeah. So I would honestly be really happy to see Henry Cavill or someone stand in and become the next version of Indiana Jones, because he has got that really nice, men's physique and the thing most people are looking for. It's like, right, go back to that.
Though he's cursed, so he'll get one movie and then they'll cancel all future Indiana Jones movies.
See, here's the thing though. I feel like Henry Cavill, well, again, I like him, and not to say that he can't do the essential thing, I have seen The Witcher. He does generally have that kind of hero face.
Yeah.
I think the thing that really helped with at least Harrison Ford's depiction of Indy was that it had a much more of a...
rough and grizzled.
Snark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Like, Henry Cavill's got that fucking Superman chin. Like, he was...
He really does.
For that character, he was perfect for it. But, yeah. I don't know.
Actually, after his performance in the Batman, what's his name? The guy who did the Twilight. The poor bastard who got stuck with the Twilight movies.
Who did the Batman?
Yeah. After his performance in the Batman, I wouldn't mind seeing him try his hand at something like Indiana Jones.
I don't know.
He's got the smirk.
I'm willing. I'm willing to entertain it, but like I don't know. Look, the only things I know him from, and I know he's done more than that, is Twilight and the Batman, and the Batman's the only thing I've seen him in that I liked.
Come on, even he hated the Twilight movies. But
if they'd done a palm off 10 to 15 years ago, I would like to have seen Nathan Fillion, from Firefly. That would have been good.
He definitely could have.
That would have been a good. He would have been great for Uncharted back then. But now it'll probably end up being a Hemsworth.
Probably, but I don't know. Like, I don't know enough actors these days.
No.
Most of the actors I remember are all old.
Or they'll pass it off to Tom Holland again.
Tom Holland is just going to be playing teenagers for the rest of his life. Like, I get the feeling he would have been one of those guys back in the 80s or 90s, just perpetually on a sitcom playing a 15-year-old.
Actually, I'm going to throw this out there, and you'll probably disagree, but I actually think he might do a lot better as Indy. Crap. Was he actually like...
Nathan,
Fuck.
For Uncharted, Nathan Drake, that one.
No. The dude who played Sully.
Marky Mark.
I was trying to remember. It's like, wait, what was his name? I know it was Mark something. Yeah, I think Mark Wahlberg might be able to do it. He's got the general build. Yeah.
But
you
again,
just sort of scruff him up a little.
But again, it's going to be like you'll get 2, maybe 3 movies, and they'll have to age out again.
Yeah.
So they're going to, if they want to continue the franchise, they need someone who can do several movies and still fit the role.
They would need someone relatively young.
They need someone who they can pass the hat and pass the whip to.
Unfortunately, I don't think there's any actor that I can think of off the top of my head that isn't at least in their 40s.
Yeah.
Although, at the same time, I also don't think that that's necessarily that bad for Indy. I kind of like the idea that Indy's a bit more of a been there, done that, around the block kind of character.
Yeah, he's got some, experience. Yeah, actually, you know who I think might be fun for it? Jensen Ackles.
Who the hell is that?
So he's, the guy, the Supernatural series. He's
vaguely, yes.
The shorter brother Dean. He was also most recent The Boys. He was Soldier Boy. I would see him as that because he's got that mentality to him.
That's actually a really good one.
Fucking
I agree with that.
And he's at that age range where he's late 30, early 40s, wherever the fuck he's at, but he's still got a few years to be able to play that character with that look.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one, actually. I really like that one.
Could actually get some comedy out of it, and I like that. It's very good.
Send him a Twitter thing. Like, please do this. please.
Find the script.
That'd be fun.
I mean, it's it's really hard trying to come up with a casting choice for that sort of stuff. Yeah, because you generally just want to put your favorites somewhere.
Yeah.
Problem is, my favorites are weird. Honestly, the person I want most to replace Wolverine is the main character from Letterkenny.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Oh no, you can do it.
For it.
I'm not even that into Letterkenny. I'm one of the weird people who that show kind of bounced off.
Yeah.
Did like Shorzy though.
Shorzy was great.
But even I'll be like, oh yeah, no, absolutely, that guy.
He's
100%.
just so Canadian. I want Wolverine to be Canadian again.
I don't even care about the fact that he's Canadian. It's just he's got that
Also
sort
fits.
of the way he can do the cross-arm stand,
the swagger.
You're a piece of shit. It's just he's got it. He absolutely has it. But at the same time, he's able to get that run down, I've been doing too much shit look.
So, for what he's already done, would he end up being a fucking cross between Deadpool and Wolverine, just with the fucking mouth?
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. His character in Letterkenny can actually be very quiet.
Yeah.
You can.
But,
But,
yeah, you look at it
I would...
Chris Pratt from Parks and Recreation then going into
Star-Lord.
Star-Lord.
Yeah.
So, possible.
Yeah.
He did pretty well there. But, I'd be keen for that. Like, that's one of my... Randomly, like, I want this as a thing. It'll never happen, unfortunately, but...
I mean,
I can dream.
I think the big problem they're going to run into with doing mutants again is how are you going to do Xavier?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they had... who was the guy who was recently playing him as the younger version?
I don't like him.
Yeah, but they'll probably end up using him.
Particularly once they tried to give him the bald head look. It was just like, nope.
The weird thing is, like, I really liked that actor in Split. Like,
Yeah.
He did
really? That was the guy from Split?
Same guy, yeah.
Ha!
That's
I didn't
the thing.
know that.
He can do really well. He's a great actor, but it's like... What?
That was the sequel
I
to
don't know why, but
Unbreakable,
Xavier
wasn't it?
didn't work. Yeah, and then there was the new one, which was Mr. Glass, or just
Yeah.
Glass.
I seen
Glass.
I
Had
seen
all three of them.
Unbreakable and Glass, but I didn't see the Mr. Split.
Just
But, yeah.
Split was really good. Like,
that wasn't bad.
I loved that movie.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
the biggest problem was when they did want to tie it into Untouchable. It was just like, oh, Glass was dumb, though. That was such a shit movie.
Yeah. It was still entertaining, but it's like, yeah.
They couldn't. It'd be fucking hard to bring like the current X-Men universe into the MCU.
They'll make something new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But you're still going to hit certain touchstone characters. You're not going to do X-Men
but
without
those-
a Wolverine.
No, of course, but you've already got actors doing that in this universe. So bringing them across, people going to look at that. Oh, well, this must be the same universe or a similar.
Well,
but
the only
anyone is
character
sort of
we've
in it,
had
but yeah.
from the mutants is that the directly to do with the X-Men. I know we've had Mr. Fantastic, but they're less mutant, more cosmic shit. But you know, we're getting into semantics there. Is Xavier, but you know, Patrick Stewart reprised his role. But,
it was a great rendition. I fucking loved it.
Dude is old as hell, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I love him. Like, he's one of my favorite actors. His Xavier is probably the most definitive one. The fact that in the Multiverse of Madness, they got him in the old chair too,
Yeah.
from the
And
old
had the
90s
original
cartoon.
theme.
So good. Got me right. Oh man, I'm getting goosebumpy thinking about it.
But there was another X-Men MCU crossover in Deadpool.
Which one was that? Oh, Deadpool's.
No, but
It
in
is a
Deadpool,
weird little bump.
But in the arse end of Deadpool, what they're fighting on is meant to be a crashed helicarrier,
Yeah.
and there's plenty of X-Men references in there, so there is a crossover there between it.
Look, and Wolverine's going to be in X-Men 3, in Deadpool 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But it's also Hugh Jackman Wolverine doing it one last time.
yeah.
Yeah.
The canonicity to mainline MCU for Deadpool is kind of...
I know, but
weird, but
there's a chance. I could be hopeful.
we can dream. But I would
Having
love
Deadpool
Hugh
in an
Jackman.
Avengers movie, that'd be fun.
I would actively love Hugh Jackman as a old man Logan, like properly done. Like
Yeah.
Logan wasn't bad. I enjoyed it because
I
that
actually
was a
really
darker
liked
version.
Logan.
It was. I mean, we actually got to see Logan use his claws and kill people,
Yeah.
as opposed to popping his claws and then doing nothing with them.
Yeah.
But,
Or they go into people, but no blood.
yeah, I find it really odd. Like the PG status of Marvel is always a bit of a strange one for me, just because there are certain powers that can only be lethal. You can't exactly just blunt force someone with a bunch of undullable claws.
You can't say, Scott, set your eyes to stun.
Yeah, like it's,
Yeah, but the advantage they get with Scott is they're lasers, so they don't have to show anything getting hurt.
that is true. But like we've already proved with Deadpool that an R18 movie for a comic thing works. People loved it. And then the next one's like, oh, it's gonna be M15. Like, no, just keep it R. Just do the thing.
Do the thing properly. Don't go for the fucking kiddie dollars.
If you want to keep it separate, call it Marvel After Dark and make everything 18 plus go through there.
Maybe you'll see a dick.
Yeah, right. Maybe you see some undercovers action. Yeah.
Give it to HBO, be fine.
Look, M15 I don't think is a bad call either, but it lets them be violent.
It does.
the PG rating restricts you. You can only have so much violence. You pretty much can't show blood.
You can only swear once.
But at least going into M15, some of the shackles come off, and you can do a lot more things.
Yeah.
Would I like Deadpool 3 to go full R just so they can go fucking ham? Yeah, of course they do.
Yeah.
But even if they decide they only want to do M15, that's better than PG.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Like, having another production company like HBO, that does an epic scale, do a superhero universe would be fun.
It would. It'd be pretty fun.
Somewhere between Game of Thrones and The Boys.
Yeah.
The Boys on a Game of Thrones scale would be fun.
I really do love The Boys because it's
such a good show.
It's a great universe because it's just the whole thing of hey, look, they have power, and they're gonna use it for shady shit. Done.
They're going to be human.
Yeah.
Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely, it happens. It will happen.
Yeah.
Which is why I always liked the Marvel comics, because they explored that kind of weird stuff in the background some days. As opposed to DC, which was very much a lot of no, they're paragons of justice. They're the best.
Or was it DC creates symbols, Marvel does people?
Yeah. And that was
DC
fun.
did Martha.
Crossover, though. Yeah.
Martha.
How do you know that name? But there was apparently a crossover for Marvel and DC Comics at one point. And there was it was a Captain America and someone, can't remember who it was. Captain America and Superman almost came to blows because they both hated each other's universe. Because Captain America went across and people were treating him like a god. He's like, no, I am a public servant. I am here to help you. Get off, stop worshipping. Whereas Superman went across to Marvel and got treated like shit. And he's like, no, I'm a super. You should revere me. And then they got back to each other. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
That was basically it.
And then Batman comes here and just kicks the shit out of everything.
Batman and Iron Man just throwing money at each other in the background.
Although we are getting 2 Batmen in the new Flash movie.
Yeah.
Although I think we've finally figured out why that movie's not been shit canned. Because there's too much shit in it.
Yeah.
Too much money with other
too
big
many
names
people.
will,
Yeah.
No, there's all these other big names. Maybe we'll forget the main character. You're fine.
Well, I mean, the thing you gotta remember is, okay, Ezra Miller's a piece of shit. We've well established that, and he's got a massive track record for it, and I think it's confirmed he kidnapped 2 people at this point.
Pretty much.
I don't want to say that it has. I don't have an article up right now, but I have seen some stuff.
The waters are at least muddy enough where it's like,
Yeah. But the thing you gotta remember is this movie has Ben Affleck in it. Who's playing the other Batman?
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton's back to do a Batman in the classic suit.
Oh, yeah.
The old Tim
The
Burton
no
days.
turn the head suit.
at least it doesn't have the
from
bat
the
nipples.
shoulders. No,
No,
that's
it
true.
doesn't.
That would have been funny if they got a Clooney in there as well with the nipples. Hey.
That would have been great.
Or just showing the suit in the back. I was like, why does this one have nipples? It was Dark Days, don't ask.
I've seen some things that are suggesting there may be a third Batman in there.
It'd be funny if all it is Flash pops into the universe, rounds the corner, and just sees the light glinting off a bat nipple and goes, nope, and just goes to a different universe. And the nipples are the bat logo shaped.
So you got those 2. The director's reasonably famous. I can't remember who he is off the top of my head. I don't know directors.
Yeah.
They're doing Supergirl again. And in regards to Miller, you've got 2 of him in a lot of shots. So that means you had to do both shots. Do the entire shot as one version of Barry, then have him leave the scene, come back in the other costume, and then reshoot the whole scene for the other Barry, so you can get your 2 plates.
Yeah,
that's a lot of
fucking
work
oath it is.
For a movie. They're not going to drop that with. It's too much. They've sunk way too much into actors, into technology, into everything they've done.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that is why that movie has not been canned, and that is it.
Definitely. Although, back on the idea of the bat nipples, can you imagine the Joker knocking Batman out in that suit? You know he'd wake up with them pierced.
Tassels.
Yeah!
Pierce tassels. Yeah.
I know I would. If I saw Batman wearing nipples on the suit, be like, alright, I need to knock this fucker out, because I'm now going to pierce the nipple put tassel in. It's fine.
Bedazzled. Like, just...
Yeah. Wakes up with a chain connected to it.
Which Batman movie wasn't the one with the bat nipples?
There's the one with Poison Ivy and...
Batman Returns. No.
Yeah, where Arnie played...
was that
Arnie
Returns?
carried that movie.
Or was that...
Yeah, he did.
Returns or Forever?
Ivy and...
Dr. Freeze.
It was, Freeze and Ivy were in that one.
Yeah.
Because the other one was Two-Face and Riddler.
Yeah. Damn, that was so... Like,
Returns is
Arnie chewing the
Penguin.
scenery.
Oh, fuck, it was too.
Penguin and Catwoman in Returns. Forever.
Well, I know the bat
And
nipples
then-
were the one that had the bat credit card as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they do it when they're on they're
Fighting over Ivy.
and they're in they're about to fight Freeze because they're skating around on the bat skates.
Yeah. Back when they were still kind of campy.
Yeah, really campy.
But honestly, I love
Look,
Schwarzenegger's rendition of Freeze, because I really want them to do a multiverse thing for DC, just to have him come back as an aged Freeze, and meet one of the new versions of him, because they could have the stoic version of Freeze as well.
It was Batman and Robin that had Freeze in it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, yeah, fuck.
And then Batman Forever had Two-Face Riddler.
I wonder if we'll ever get a Robin or a Nightwing in a DC movie again.
I forgot. So I just pulled up the sequence for that's renowned for the bat nipples.
Bat nipples.
Because I was trying to find the movie title and I just remembered bat nipples.
If you Google bat nipples, it takes you right there.
I completely forgot that it's basically an entire suit-up sequence of look at their chest, now their asses, now their dicks.
It's like the very, very macho version of a magical girl transformation.
Yeah. it's a Batman fan service.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd forgotten how just dumb these movies were.
They were
Holy
great.
shit.
I need to go back and rewatch them.
I know.
Preferably drunk, because
Bat nipples and bat package. Gotta love
yeah.
it.
I mean, like, they rightly get so much crap for... Less the bat nipples. The bat nipples are just a dumb thing they did.
Yeah.
But the bat credit card, what the hell
That
were you
was
thinking?
hilarious. But honestly, like, I loved the new Batman, because I really
absolutely.
did. Robert Pattinson, that was his name.
Yeah.
I liked him as, like, early Batman. And because he's early Batman, they could actually bring in a Robin.
Yeah.
And I really hope it gets another movie and they carry on with that brand of Batman.
You'd almost have to wait for Batman to at least be a few years in where he can pass some knowledge along, because that Batman is still figuring shit out. Like,
yeah,
he's not infallible.
Yeah. But I would like to see a Robin or someone come back into that. But done well, for once.
Yeah.
That'd be good. But with Affleck, they at least have the option of going, like, what is it, Batman Beyond? Like, they could do the far future Batman and have, like, a weird sci-fi noir.
Which is what people are thinking might be... Like, there's not one in the trailer, but a lot of fans are talking about, like, there might actually be a third Batman.
I did like the Spider-Man movie where it's like, no, there's no other Spider-Man in this movie. Here's other Spider-Man in this movie.
There's maybe one. Okay, there's all three.
There's a set photo, guys. We know they're there.
Yeah.
No, we swear they didn't. So dumb. There's a point where your marketing's leaked. Just roll with it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Lean into it. That point that, yes, we're doing the thing you wanted. Come see the movie now. But, yeah, no. Honestly, I want that franchise to go, because everyone loves Batman.
Yeah.
Fucking oath.
Like,
yeah, I'd quite happily see more,
when done
more movies of that.
correctly.
And, a villain that fits within the world. Like, it's not a whole heap of flashy gimmicks and everything. It's like, this is a psychopath who's figured this shit out and ran with it. Like,
I don't want another rip-off of Bane. I want actual Bane.
Oh, actual Bane would be great.
Actual Bane would be amazing.
Dude,
He's
have you
luchador
watched
who
the...
runs a country?
Did you watch the newest episode of Harley Quinn?
No, I haven't yet. I didn't think it was back up because they were on a bit of a hiatus.
They
love that Bane.
They dropped an episode for fucking Valentine's Day.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to completely non-context point out that in this episode, Bane ends up being, like, skyscraper big and starts fucking buildings to death. I mean, with his dick, fucking buildings to death.
I'm not surprised by that, sir. I fucking love that show. It's so dumb.
So good. That episode's great. It's really dumb.
I like their version of Bane much better than movie Bane.
Oh, but their Bane is great. He's an actual character.
I maintain the one from the movie was not actually Bane. They went the complete opposite direction with everything. He's no longer a luchador, and he doesn't have an accent apart from being British.
And he doesn't have any of the qualities that I associate with a Bane character.
Yeah.
And he's just big. He doesn't take venom. No, not into it. Not into it at all.
It was badly handled.
I absolutely would, like I point out that, like, you know, Mark Hamill's Joker's the best Joker. The Batman he had, I've already forgotten the guy's name who voiced the original Batman.
The guy who unfortunately passed away.
Yeah. My brain's not going to remember it. But, you know, definitive Batman. Harley Quinn's Bane, definitive Bane.
Yeah, definitely.
That he is great. He actually has personality. Anytime he's on screen, I'm like, shut up, everybody else. What does Bane think?
Yeah. I just like with the Batman, the movie that came out, I actually really liked their Riddler. Like,
it wasn't bad.
The guy playing him is actually pretty fun. Like, I liked the way he played him.
Yeah.
And the fact he was truly unhinged.
Yeah.
Like,
and he fit within the world. Like, there was a reason for him being there and being why he is like he is.
Yeah. And they teased the Joker, but it was... I don't know what they were doing with that one.
Yeah.
It didn't look great.
No.
Hopefully they retcon that and fix it, but... It would be great to see some interesting Batman villains coming out. Hell, just bring Ra's al Ghul back in properly.
Nah, I don't like the
League of Shadows.
The only thing I like about the League of Shadows is if they do Damian. Because Damian's great. For those who don't know, that's the kid that Batman, quote-unquote, has with Ra's al Ghul's daughter.
Accidentally sires.
Well, I mean, like, I've seen versions where, like, she steals his DNA to do it, and then there's ones where he's been drugged. There's a couple of different ways. But Damian's great, because Damian, of course, was raised by the League of Assassins, has no problem killing people. And Batman keeps trying to rail that shit in, and it's just, it's great. I love Damian.
Watching Damian unload on people is hilarious. Like, you can't kill them. Like, I didn't kill them. They'll never walk again, but didn't kill them.
Yeah.
That you can just look at and be like, you have to tell Batman is so fucking proud, because he has had that conversation in so many comics and so many animated things. Like, you do bad things. Like, they won't do crime again.
Yeah, well, he is the knight, but he lives in the grey area.
Yeah. Because, like, any of the animated movies always start with Batman leaving the Justice League because, like, you're being too brutal. Like, bye. And then everything goes wrong. Please come back, Batman. We need the brutal.
People aren't getting the hugs and messages.
Anyway, we are well out past an hour, so I think we'll wrap things up. Man, did we go on some... like, seriously, before we start these episodes, we try and plan out what we're going to talk about. Man, did we go in some weird...
We went in some very strange... The squirrels were very active today. Yeah. It was great.
I mean, we did hit all our topics, but man, that was a fucking winding road to get there.
Yeah, it's half the fun of this.
As long as people enjoyed themselves along the way.
I certainly hope you do. Anyway, we're out. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
See ya.